Deas was in Tyson Fury's dressing room as he got his hands wrapped, and old media is using this in an effort to try to debunk the investigation between Tyson Fury's gloves and potential tampering. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus if you want to get the UFC 251 great card that got Jorge Masvidal, Usman done, late terms. If you want to support the channel and you're getting that, you can use my link if you're interested in ESPN Plus as an app. It does help the channel in a phenomenal way. ESPN Plus, they have tons of content, docuseries, documentaries, UFC and boxing archive fights, the UFC coming up. Use that link in the description if you are interested. Now, articles like this are emerging, and it's merely damage control attempts, right? This is a UK, they always have these large pop-ups. They always have these crazy pop-ups that pop up. So it says Tyson Fury's team posts video of the Gypsy King getting his hands wrapped before his emphatic win in February to dismiss Team Wilder's claim of glove tampering. Tyson Fury's team have posted a video to dismiss claims of glove tampering, right? Team Wilder claimed Fury had a blunt object in the gloves during the fight in February. Video shows Wilder's trainer Deas watched as Fury's hands were wrapped, right? And this is a screenshot for the video. I've also prepared my own. I can't show you the video for copyright reasons, but here it goes. This is, photos of it. So for one, you instantly notice that Mauricio Suleiman said he was in the dressing room for both Wilder getting his hands wrapped and Tyson Fury. I don't see the WBC president as he's getting his hands wrapped. So in an effort to try to exonerate Tyson Fury from the GLOVEGATE claims, they slapped in some B-roll footage where Deas is watching and the team is wrapping his hands. Ironically enough, in this particular clip, Tyson Fury says after his hands are wrapped, he jokingly says, "All right, now take the wraps off and do it again." You see what I'm saying? Which sounds a little bit suspect. But Tyson Fury getting his hands wrapped with a witness from the other team really means nothing. First of all, it's not even a continuous shot of his gloves being wrapped, right? That's the fact. Go watch the video. Second of all, even if JD is watched, as I mentioned, watch Fury get his hands wrapped, we don't know what you did after that, when the cameras weren't rolling, when they're throwing a towel over the camera in the dressing room. That's the big issue here. It's not just that, Deas was present, right? This is a real life GLOVEGATE 2.0. People have real life questions. So throwing out a 20-second clip of really what we already know, that a representative, like if Canelo's fighting Triple G, Abel Sanchez will go in the dressing room. But even situations like that, Abel Sanchez petitioned and complained about Canelo's stacking method, how they were wrapping his glove, and he was met with resistance, and they let Canelo, they said, okay, this is cool. And Abel's like, and in my expertise, that's not allowed to put that much tape and then go over it with it or whatever, or that much wrap and then go over it. And the commission let him do it. So it really proves nothing. Again, the biggest thing is what happened when the cameras weren't rolling, right? And if you look at the Fury walkout, I've already made these videos. You see Tyson Fury, he has a tailor-made robe. He has this whole Imperial King, theme. He got off the throne where his hands are like this, and he gets off and he has oversized sleeves where you can't even see his gloves. If you look at this picture right now, you cannot see his glove. And I called this out in a previous video, right? As he's getting off, you cannot see what's going on. Look, where's the green? He had green gloves on. Where are they? You can't see. So Deas can be there all he wants, but that doesn't prove anything, because this whole time he has a cape, he has oversized glove length. He already has long 85-inch arms, and you do not see his glove. So if there's an accusation that there were from Marcellus Wilder that there was a possible blunt object in his gloves, this whole duration, his gloves are not being showcased. There were moments where he went like this and you might be able to see his glove, but this limits how much you could see his glove and for how long. You could be tinkering in. I know magicians, that I know a magician, and he could do sleight of hand tricks with cards and stuff. This whole time, this whole walkout, like I've mentioned, he has a robe and everyone's saying, oh, but the commission, oh, but Jay Deas was there. Okay, well, when they have these elaborate ring walks and a person has oversized gloves and this whole duration of him walking out, as you guys see on screen, we cannot see his gloves. He had green gloves. You see no green as he's walking out. So we don't know if you're tinkering with something. We don't know if you have little, like Nick Asbury, which we'll get to that, a former sparring partner who worked with Fury, randomly comes out and says that Fury's padding has been compromised in sparring. In sparring. He says, nah. Smash the like button. Hey, we gonna talk about these gloves. We gonna talk about it. Hey.
This is Tyson's shit, and these are his bag, his sparring gloves that we were sparring.
Look.
With. As you can see, there's no fucking padding in here, and all the padding's in the back of his fucking glove.
So that's Nick Asbury. More on that. I've talked about that. I just want to give you guys some highlights. So as far as articles like this is what people are trying to do. This is what old media is trying to do. Damage control media. They feel that new media is coming with so much heat and people want the investigation or answers to these questions. They can just topple some fake news or different news to throw the dogs off the scent. We are on Tyson Fury GLOVEGATE 2.0. They're talking about his emphatic win. That's great. We just want to see that his emphatic win was done on an even playing field, similar to what Floyd wanted versus Pacquiao. He said, I'll fight Pacquiao, but we're doing drug testing, Olympic style blood and urine testing. I just want to be on an even playing field, right? So in actuality, in real time, what is Tyson Fury getting his hands wrapped? What does that prove? If anything, it disproves Mauricio Sulaiman, who's openly backed Tyson Fury and completely dismissed Marcellus Wilder's claims. And there's notions that Wilder hasn't answered the WBC's calls, because how do you not investigate, come out a day later and say, nah, we back Tyson Fury. These claims, if you believe them, you're stupid and it's ridiculous. They want this to go away. Look at all the news from similar parties that are, there's all of a sudden boxing's been dry as hell during this pandemic. And now we're hearing that Ryan Garcia got ordered by the WBC, right? WBC to fight Luke Campbell, which is a solid fight for Ryan's career right now. You know, randomly that just comes out and they say he has 48 hours to fight and negotiate a deal for the fight with Luke Campbell, like out of nowhere. Ryan's just fighting a gold medalist. But 2 weeks ago, he was beefing with Oscar De La Hoya over $200,000. He didn't feel that was enough compensation. So where did the WBC even come with this? Then today, there's another one where it says that Ryan Garcia is from the WBO, which people consider the top ranked belt, right? Ring Magazine posted this. Boom. Ring Magazine says the WBO orders Ryan Garcia versus Emmanuel Togo's, you know, he making sandwiches, and it says winner becomes Lomachenko's mandatory. So let me get this straight. Boxing in a dry spell, post-pandemic, before GLOVEGATE, none of this news came out. And now all of a sudden, in a matter of a few days after GLOVEGATE coming out, Ryan Garcia, who was beefing with his promoter and got kicked off the July 4th card because the 4th of July already happened, Ryan was supposed to fight. Now the WBC, who backed Fury, they come out with this order to fight Luke Campbell. Now the WBC posts a Jack Johnson commemorative post, the first black heavyweight fighter who faced extreme systemic oppression and racism in the state of, or in the country, you know, in America. And then they have pictures, thousands of pictures with Wilder, a African-American champion who represented us in the Olympics, who represented the USA where I'm from, and Lennox Lewis, who represents Canada and the UK, another black heavyweight, undisputed, last guy to be undisputed at heavyweight, right? And you use the one picture, the WBC uses the one picture without either black fighter whilst talking about the first black fighter who endured some of what Wilder's going through right now, right? What a coincidence. And old media thinks these Ryan Garcia and WBO and WBC news, I don't even know who To Go is, you know, and the implications are supposed to be good. Now the news, when we're in a dry spell, was Ryan Garcia has to fight this WBO guy. Again, people think the WBO is a belt that's closely aligned with Top Rank. You know, Crawford has it, you know, Navarrete, etc. Now they come out with this order and the implications for the winner, which Ryan Garcia, since we don't know the opponent To Go, right, out of Africa, it says the winner might get Lomachenko. Why are all these news stories coming out now? It makes you wonder. It makes you say, why are these cases and crazy news and Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell, winner gets Devin Haney? Why is that coming out now? This is old media trying to get away from GLOVEGATE. Videos like this showing his hand wrap, we know that somebody from the opposing team is in the dressing room. But what we don't have answers for is, why did Tyson Fury wear Everlast gloves for all these fights, and then now he's wearing Paffin Sports? What we don't have questions for or answers for is why his gloves are looking like this in the Wilder fight. Like, why does he look like he's pressing against his body, as you guys can see, and pushing the gloves together, which per Nevada State Athletic Commission rules, look, you see it. Look, he's pushing his gloves against hard surfaces, right? Nevada State Athletic Commission rules. I've done the liberty of pulling it up, right? Section 14 specifically indicates, right? This is section 14. Under no circumstance will anyone from the fighter's camp, so that has to include the fighter because he is the camp. Everyone's assembled to help the fighter. Section 14, under no circumstance will anyone from the fighter's camp massage, manipulate, or work the gloves to soften up the pad or any other portion of the glove. Meaning you can't tamper with the glove. It is what it is. It has to weigh the same amount. The padding is supposed to have an industry standard. And yet there's videos of the Wilder 2 fight where he's pressing his glove like you see on screen against hard surfaces with horsehair glove. And we don't know. Gloves can all weigh the same amount, but that doesn't mean the padding is distributed. Look at Tyson Fury as he's pressing this together. And then we're wondering why his gloves has an indenture mark, some kind of indentation, and it looks like a John Travolta butt chin, as you see in this picture, right? And the WBC and others are saying, hey, don't even worry about that. Don't worry about why his gloves look pressed in and look very skimpy and thinned and gamed in the padding area. And you think posting a video, old media thinks posting a video of Deas in the dressing room explains why his glove looks pressed in like it got in a car wreck, right? Or explains how Tyson Fury before the fight said he was taking the advice of a bare knuckle. I just did a video of this. A bare knuckle legend, bare knuckle street fighter, right? Joe Joyce. And he was going to dip his hands in petrol, which is gasoline. I don't even know if that's legal. Listen, did Tyson Fury warn us about GLOVEGATE 2.0 before the Deontay Wilder rematch? Watch this. We're going to talk about it. This is a snippet from my video. I don't wear nothing on my hands. Bare knuckles out and that's it, like. No such thing. The bare knuckle fighter says, I don't wear nothing on my hand, no bandages. He has a thick accent. He's an Irish traveling gypsy, and he has a thick accent, so that's why they have subtitles in this. He says, I don't wear nothing on me hands. Bandages. No bandages. Because bandages kills your clout, right? Bandages kills your clout. You're able to cut your man in or do nothing to him. So that's it. He said, I'm not able to cut a man or do nothing to him. Bandages are only for the ring. Bandages only for the ring, for the gloves, not for bare knuckles. Not for bare knuckles. When I used to be doing a lot of training years ago when I was a young lad, I used to, before I'd fight a man, maybe a month beforehand, I used to stick my hands in petrol. I'd lay my hands. I used to stick my hands in petrol. Y'all see this? And it'd leave my hands like stone. Listen. Let me push it back so y'all see. In petrol. I'd lay my hands like a rock hard. But I don't like telling that to everybody. I need young lads. He said, that's my little X factor. That's my secret. I used to stick my hands in petrol and it make my hands like a rock hard.
I don't want everybody know my secret. But that was the secret of my hands, keeping them hard, keeping them like a stone. I used to have them.
He said keeping them hard, keeping them like a stone, they have them.
Leave them in petrol for 20 minutes every day.
Dip them in petrol for 20 minutes every day. Now, we not done enough. We not done. Tyson Fury, ironically, says he used that traveling gypsy, Irish traveler, we'll say, his secret sauce, his secret remedy. Tyson Fury, as you see, bare knuckle tradition, but he's boxing, but he's telling you that he's following an Irish traveler and the bare knuckle tradition, but he's fighting in Nevada, not in a bare knuckle. They had BKB in Nevada, which is not a part of what Wilder was supposed to be in. And then they have actual bare knuckle competition, which, seeing guys like Paulie Malignaggi, Ishii Smith, and Shannon Briggs are, supposed to be fighting in there, and former MMA guys. Bare knuckle tradition. I will be dipping my hands in petrol 5 times a day for a month. This is what Tyson Fury told a UK reporter in this video, which I just discussed. And old media believes that showing Deas in the corner, which we already knew about, is exonerating Tyson Fury. Another thing that's really interesting, this is a huge admission from the bare knuckle. He said, I dipped my hands in gasoline. Conveniently, Fury's dipping his hands in gasoline. He just said, any man I would ever fight, I always left his face like a butcher's block using my method because he's, bare knuckles. Now Fury's being accused of having tampered gloves, and it didn't look anything like the first fight, but the WBC and others say this is an open and closed case. After I just showed you, Tyson Fury admitted he used this guy's bare knuckle tactic to harden his hand. Whether he really went through with it and did it, that remains to be seen, because Fury says a lot of stuff. But guess what? He is on tape saying this, and you have a Irish traveler who says anytime I did this method, I left their face like a butcher's block, and me hands were hard as stone, hard as a rock. And they're saying no case. I would leave him with 9, 10, or 20 stitches. Then we look at Wilder, and we see that in his fight, he's bleeding profusely. He's bleeding from the ear. We're seeing stuff that you don't always typically see, like gloves looking like this, and you don't always see in a boxing match, where Wilder looks so disoriented and things like that. Nobody else's Paffins, including Fury, were looking like that. And you're telling me this is a non-issue. Listen, it's looking real crazy. People can avoid this. And then the last thing is Tyson Fury. We know Deas was in there. Tyson Fury did his own video, and he likes to talk.
This is just a quick video to address all this foul play talk from Deontay Wilder and his team. I just read an article before saying that I might have had some blunt objects in my gloves. Yeah, 2 big 19 stone 7, 275 pound destroyers in each glove. So yeah, getting punched up the temple may do that to you, but not unless Deontay Wilder's on training Deas in on a conspiracy as well, along with all the Las Vegas State Commission guys.
That sounds like Tekashi. He said, not unless Deas and all the commission guys. Why would you even say not unless? Why wouldn't you just say, listen, guys, I'm being accused of something. It's absolutely false, and it didn't happen. Tyson Fury is telling you not unless this, and this went wrong. Who does that? So what is old media really doing? They could come out with all the fake articles, but new media, we control the narrative. This needs to be looked into. I don't care what the WBC's talking about. This has to be looked into. We're talking about post George Floyd. You have a black African-American fighter and a fighter from overseas who came to America, who's being alleged to have done these heinous things in boxing. This is literally, if true, the worst thing you could do in boxing. I don't condone cheating of any sort. PEDs is bad, but that's not guaranteeing that you would win. But if you have skinned your gloves and you're dipping your hands in petrol to make them harder than rock, and there's indentures in your glove and things like that, then I could see how things could be pushed in your favor and you're walking out in a robe and your gloves look like they're punctured inward and imploding, you know, all these, and you're pushing it in with your hands, as you guys can see, all this stuff combined doesn't look good. And they're telling you, hey, don't worry about it. They keep putting out all these articles about, hey guys, J. Deas was in there. Okay, but J. Deas wasn't on the throne when he walked out in his robe. You can't see his hands. You don't know what he's doing. You know, how are these rules even allowed in Nevada or any commission, right? Where you could just come out in your outfit and we can't even see your hands. We can't see your gloves. Like in the UFC, before they get in the octagon, they have to look under their tongue, make sure they don't have no razor blade. You're about to be locked into a cage, and this is Mortal Kombat. This is a martial art. This is a violent MMA or boxing. This is a martial art, and it could get bloody, get violent. So they check your waistband, they look under your tongue. They try to make sure you don't have any type of weapon. You're about to be locked in a cage with the man. Why is boxing not doing this? We have this elaborate ring walk from both Fury and Wilder. Wilder has his rapper out, and he's, you know, doing it for Black History Month. And then you have Tyson Fury. We can't even see his gloves. We don't even know what's going on. And then now these pictures emerge, and they think the best way to combat that is just show a 30-second clip of Fury getting his hands wrapped. What does that mean? We knew J. Deas was back there. They probably showed that on the telecast. Why is Fury constantly switching his team and cut men and different things like that? This 20-second clip doesn't exonerate him. Tyson Fury doing a 1-minute clip saying, not unless, you know, J. Deas and Nevada State was in on the commission, they were in on it. Instead of just saying, nah, that's not me, I would never cheat to win. It's like he's almost taunting the situation. So we will see, but it doesn't look good. Section 14, like I said, says under no circumstance is anyone in the fighter's camp able to massage or manipulate or work the gloves around or redistribute the padding. Floyd went through this. See, Floyd is smart. He's a student of the game and things like that. So he's not going to he has a keen eye. He's not going to let no one get over. He put his hand in the glove himself. He didn't let Leonard Ellerby did it. He did it. Put his hands in the glove, said, oh, hell no. These gloves ain't got no motherfucking padding. Ain't got no padding. Oh, hell no. I fought thousands of times, and I know you trying to get one over on me. These gloves ain't right. And it was the Everlast MX horsehair. Conveniently, Tyson Fury is wearing a similar Paffen brand from Germany. And again, post George Floyd, you're telling me that no one's going to look into this matter? Wilder, his brother, says they believe, based on the doctor's professional assessment, that there was possibly a blunt object or whatever, right? And you mean to tell me boxing ain't going to look at this post George Floyd? But the man just said he followed bare knuckle traditions and dipped his hands in gasoline 5 times a day for a month. When he said it, we're like, Fury, you're so crazy. And people overlooked it. What if he was telling the truth? Bottom line, it's up to boxing to get it right, to make sure these things are, you know, paid attention to. And that's it. These little distraction media tactics and old media tactics. Oh, Ryan Garcia. That's not. Holla at me when Ryan Garcia's fight is official. We don't know if he's fighting who the WBC or WBO told him to fight. Teofimo and Lomachenko. I went to Top Rank site. It's not official right now, right? They're throwing that out that is done for September. It's not done because it would be on Top Rank's website. All this news in a dry spell is coming from similar parties. They're trying to distract from GLOVEGATE 2.0. WBC's doing orders, or people consider the WBO a Top Rank belt, and then now they're saying days after the WBC ordered Ryan to fight Luke Campbell, WBO is saying he got to fight somebody else, right? They're saying that Canelo could fight Derevyanchenko. They're saying every piece of news but covering GLOVEGATE. It doesn't work like that. New media, digital mob, we control the narrative. All this stuff puts together, it lets you know the bigger picture. And I don't see post George Floyd, with all that's going on, how this is not a point of contention and concern with all these things. Like the WBC dismissed Wilder's brother's claim totally based on what? If he's saying they spoke to a doctor and the doctor's professional, you know, a practicing medical professional, MD, PhD, whatever, and this was his assessment, how can the WBC not contact Wilder and see what they have? They might have information or videotape or a doctor's appointment recorded where this stuff was claimed by the doctor, and the WBC and others are just saying, nah, don't worry about it. Fury's been telling on himself That's what it appears. He's just saying he's 19 stone 7, 275-pound destroyer. If you're a natural innate puncher, why dip your hands in gasoline, which might remove moisture from your hands and harden them, as this guy, this Irish gypsy traveler that he cited is saying. He said, my hands were like stones. I was hitting hard as rocks, and the people were leaving with 10, 12, 20 stitches. Then we see Wilder's ear bleeding, which is not necessarily conducive of the average boxing fight. Sean Porter and Errol Spence threw probably 1,000 punches, you know. Nobody was looking like that at the end of the fight. Mikey Garcia got tattooed by Errol Spence. Errol Spence is bigger and a known puncher. Mikey wasn't bleeding from his orifices and stuff like that. Chris Arreola and Adam Kalnacki, since we were talking heavyweight, they are heavyweight fighters that have literally broken a CompuBox record for the amount of heavyweight punches thrown in a heavyweight contest, right? And neither one of them post-fight was looking like that. Look it up. So there's a lot of questions from old media, and the little things and distractions, just peep, study why I would be mad. It's not enough. We knew J. Deas was in the dressing room. We knew someone from Tyson Fury's team was in the dressing room, but Wilder's not being accused of such heinous things. Fury is. You're not going to dismiss this. GLOVEGATE 2.0 is real. New media. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.